Tonight's big story, the Supreme Court's decision overturning Roe v. Wade, bringing out yet a second round of protesters to the Arizona State Capitol here in Phoenix.
Team 12's Adriana Loya joins us live from the scene tonight. And Adriana, last night there were some pretty tense moments between law enforcement and protesters. How are things tonight?
Guys, it's completely different from what we saw yesterday. Today, protesters have been, everything here has been very peaceful. They started gathering around 7 o'clock this afternoon, and this is what things look like right now. As you can see, right after a long walk around some of the surrounding streets here, protesters sitting down in front of the state capitol. We do see some police officers on the surrounding areas, but everything so far has been peaceful. Women here tell me this ruling is forcing them to think ahead, as other things such as contraceptives could be on the line. Arizona State Capitol seeing large crowds 2 nights in a row. This is what democracy looks like. Women, men, and some children gathering Saturday evening in response to Roe v. Wade overturned.
It feels like, I served my country, and now what was my service for?
Navy veteran Catherine Filippo Jones making the trip up from Florence with her daughter.
Men should not be allowed to make decisions about women's bodies. It's our body, our choice. And what laws are there to stop men about using their bodies?
The pair moved by Friday night's events in downtown Phoenix that resulted with crowds being sprayed by pepper gas. But the overall effect of the Supreme Court ruling and the implications it could bring, like future cases changing the availability of contraceptives, also forcing this mother to think ahead.
Monday, I'm actually calling my doctor to get permanently tubal ligation. And then we are setting up an appointment to have my daughter get an IUD because contraceptives are next on the list. And then I don't know, I have a 7-year-old at home, so I really don't know what's gonna happen, when she gets old enough to start thinking about this. I have to start thinking about the future, and, my daughter has to think about her future too.
They, along with hundreds of protesters, marched around the state capitol and surrounding streets, demanding their voices be heard. And throughout the afternoon or this evening, we have not seen any counter-protesters. And even until the end, about a half an hour ago, is when we finally started seeing police presence here around the protesters as they were actually heading towards, it seemed like Phoenix headquarters, but then the group split. Half of them came here, and then the other half later started coming this way. But as you can see, things so far peaceful throughout this evening here on Saturday. We're reporting live outside the state capitol. Adriana Loya, 12 News.
Adriana, we know that folks have been out there 2 nights in a row. Any idea if they say they plan to continue with these protests for the foreseeable future?
I have not heard any of that. I know here, things have not been fully organized, but as far as any speakers or anything like that happening, but everybody seems to be gathering together. There has been no indication as they're going to keep, how long they're going to be out here, or if they're going to start showing up tomorrow or the following days. But I did see from other organizations that they do plan other protests in the following week, but we don't have a certainty of what time or date or who all is going to be showing up on those.
All right, we'll watch for those specifics. Adriana Loya live for us tonight in downtown Phoenix. Thanks, Adriana.